Hello, this is Mark Sabatella from Outside Shore Music. In this video, I'm going to show you an example of something called an upper structure voicing. It's a concept that jazz pianists are often familiar with. Well, we learn it as a way of voicing chords, but I want to show you how it can very naturally arise from the harmonic structure of a piece in a context that's not necessarily jazz. So this particular piece is one that's played by jazz musicians, Stella by Starlight, but this is not a jazz arrangement. This is the piano arrangement created by the composer Victor Young, who is, kind of a classically inspired film composer of the early 20th century. And the piece is in D major, although, as I've mentioned before, he doesn't really hit us over the head with that. He doesn't give us a lot of, root position D major chords to tell us we're in D major. At the very end of the piece, he does something here. He has what's basically, I'm going to play it for you first. All right, that's basically the ending. So what we see here, first of all, is this 2 chord is half diminished. It's got that B flat. And then this A7 chord also has a B flat as well as an F natural. So it's got these color tones in the chord voicings that come from the key of D minor, right? D major does not have a B flat or an F natural. It has an F sharp and a B natural, right? But D minor has an F natural and a B flat. So he is basically setting up a minor key 2-5-1 with the half diminished 2 chord and then the flat 9 and flat 13 on his 5 chord, but then he resolves it to the major 1. So he's doing this thing of using color tones that come from the minor key. He's in D major, the piece is in D major, but he's very clearly referencing the key of D minor in that measure. So harmonically, that's the context. But now look at this actual voicing here. He spelled it kind of correctly for the spelling of what would happen in the key of D minor. We expect B flats, we expect F naturals, and we expect C sharps because we would expect the leading tone to be raised on our 5 chord. So all these spellings are correct. But look at that left hand, the right hand. This, for all intents and purposes, is a B flat minor triad, right? B flat, D flat, F. It's not spelled D flat, it's spelled C sharp because harmonically it makes more sense in this context because it's C sharp is the leading tone in the key. But if we just pay attention to the right hand here, this is a B flat minor triad. So we're hearing a B flat minor triad against kind of the skeleton of a A7 chord. We don't have the third we don't have the fifth in it because fifths are kind of expendable anyhow. We don't have the third because it's doubled in the right hand. But we get this structure here that is what we in the jazz world refer to as an upper structure. It's a triad over a chord, and the relationship between the two is such that the upper chord adds color to the lower chord. It's really an A7 chord, but the upper chord is contributing a flat 9 and a flat 13 to the sound. This is what an upper structure is. And in the jazz world, we learn about, I've got a whole handout here with tons of different upper structures and ways of putting different triads on top of, and this is just over dominant sevenths. It's also possible to do over major sevenths and so forth. So in my musicianship workshop, I've got a whole video where I go into much more detail on all of these upper structures and how they're formed and so forth. But I wanted to show you this sort of real world example of it to whet your appetite. And if you want to learn more, definitely join us in the musicianship workshop. And we are working on upper structures right now.